Hello and welcome to our second week of After School Club. This week we are going to be doing cuneiform, and in doing so we are going to make some Play-Doh. Now last week I forgot to wear an apron, and when I finished I was a big floury mess, so this week I'm going to remember to put my apron on. Here is my apron, and this was made for me by Miss Rob. She worked for our district and she knew how much I love baking, so she made me this wonderful apron, and I was so excited to get it. But most of the time I forget to wear it. All right, so the recipe is on the website so that you can look. In order to make it, we need a cup of flour, which I have my flour. We need 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Here's our cream of tartar. I bought cream of tartar because I love to make lemon meringue pie, but my lemon meringue pie always turns out runny, so now I kind of just buy it, but I still have plenty of cream of tartar. We need a half cup of salt, we need some cooking oil, and we need some water. Now there is an extra recipe on the website, so if you want to use that recipe, you can use that recipe, or you can use this one. And I have food coloring if you want to make it special colors. Okay, so to get started, we're going to get a cup of flour. And remember, we talked last week about dry ingredients and wet ingredients. So I'm going to use my measuring cups for my wet ingredients, and hold on while I go get them. Actually, I think they're over here. I like to keep them in my mixer so that I can find them on all sides. And here are my measuring cups. And for some reason, when I bought these measuring cups, and I find with all stainless steel, oops, my camera dropped, sorry. I find with all stainless steel measuring cups that there is no 3/4 of a cup. So weird. So I guess if you need 3/4 of a cup, what will we have to do? We'd have to do 1/2 plus 1/4. That would give us 3/4, but not for this recipe. We don't need 3/4 of a cup. We aren't going to use that measurement, so we're all good. While I'm measuring my flour, I thought we would do some review. So who can remember in Mesopotamia, because this cuneiform, remember, comes from ancient civilization of Mesopotamia. Who can remember who was the leader of Mesopotamia? Very good. Yes, they have a king, and in that king we call that a monarchy, and that was on one of our homework. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I measured 1 cup of flour. All right, then we need 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. All right, so let me get my teaspoons. I'm making a video, Luke. You want to join?
I'm gonna make ice cream.
You can have ice cream? Okay, you can have ice cream during my video.
I'm gonna make ice cream.
You're gonna make ice cream?
Yeah.
How are you going to make ice cream?
I don't know. We're gonna figure that out.
All right, so Lucas is gonna make ice cream while I make Play-Doh. So I need 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. And my cream of tartar is not open very well, so we need to open it all the way so we can get the teaspoon in it. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to make sure that it's level. So I leveled my teaspoon. There's 1, and here's 2. All right, so we're good there. The next thing we need is a 1/2 cup of salt. This is a lot of salt, so I don't recommend eating this recipe plain, because it's going to be very salty. And we're going to get our 1/2 cup, which is right here. Again, it's a dry ingredient. So while we're measuring this, let's remember back to our rivers. Who can remember which 2 rivers were from Mesopotamia?
Tigris.
Lucas, very good. The Tigris is 1. What's the other one? Do you remember?
Start with an E.
Lucas remembers it starts with an E. Anybody else out there?
U or something.
Great. Euphrates. So we got the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Those are our 2 rivers from Mesopotamia. All right, I put my salt away. I put my cream of tartar away. I kind of like to clean up as I go. That way I don't have a big mess at the end. So today we went to Vegas. I went to go see my grandkids, so that was super exciting. in doing so, I got one of my birthday presents, which is over here. I got a toaster oven. That's what I wanted. Yes, I'm one of those people who get to celebrate our birthday in
You're not gonna show me
coronavirus.
that,
Yes, I'm going to talk about your mixer. Lucas got me a new KitchenAid. So here's my KitchenAid, which isn't working very good anymore because it's older. Oh, it's down here. So Lucas got me a brand new silver one, but I had to put it away and I haven't got it out yet. So that'll be coming out. Maybe for our next cooking demonstration, we can use the new mixer. All right, so the next thing we need 1 teaspoon of cooking oil. I love my new KitchenAid. 1 teaspoon. Oh, I lied. It says 1 tablespoon. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you don't mix up teaspoon with tablespoon. Tablespoon has a B in it. Teaspoon does not. And we're gonna go like that and dump it right in there. And then the next one is a wet ingredient. So if we're gonna use a wet ingredient, I'm gonna get my other measuring cup out and do my wet ingredient. And we're going to use 1 cup of water. Oh, whoops. That's a little more.
I'm gonna blend this in now.
And we have 1 cup of water. And you can mix it with, oh, the camera fell again. Sorry. You can mix it with a spoon, or you can mix it with your hand. I'm going to start with my spoon, and then I'll move over to my hand to mix it. Now, if it is too wet, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do, what do you think you got to do? You just add more flour. If it's too dry, guess what you do to that? You're going to add more water. So this seems awfully wet to me. But we'll see, because I know not all the flour is mixed in yet. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little more flour. Now, if you remember correctly, who were the writers back in ancient civilization? Those were our scribes. And our scribes are going to be part of our upper class. I'm just going to add a little bit more flour because it seems a little runny. This is a new recipe. I've never tried it, so I'm not sure how it's actually going to turn out. I still think it's a little runny, so you might want to use a little less water for this recipe because it seems awfully runny.
Looks like tomatoes.
Now, if we're going to continue with the theme of our attributes, if you remember, we talked about religion, and remember that Mesopotamia, what do you think? Are they monotheistic or were they polytheistic? Who can remember? Did they believe in many gods or one god? Lucas, do you remember?
What?
Was Mesopotamia monotheistic or polytheistic? Did they believe in many gods or just one? You know, Lucas was in my 6th grade class. Yes, they were polytheistic. They believed in many gods.
Most ancient societies were.
Yes, most ancient societies were polytheistic. And then during Roman times, that's when Christianity came into play. Judaism came in also, which was another. I still think it's still awfully wet, and I don't want to stick my hands on that gooey stuff yet. So I'm still going to add more flour. And I think this is going to be just about perfect. Okay. So now you can knead it with your hands. Lucas is in his room making ice cream. He was trying to be nice and not use a blender while I'm doing my video, which was really nice of him. All right, now if we wanted to add food coloring, we can do that. And I think adding food coloring is going to be a little bit messy. So I don't know if you want to do that or not. And if we can do it, we can put them in balls, and then we can add food coloring if you wanted to. Now this is still a lot of dough, so if you really want to even cut this recipe in half, you could, because you're only going to make one cuneiform. But then again, if you want to play with it and have more to play with, then go ahead and do it. So let's add, what color do we want, Lucas? We want, oh, we have purple. We are using purple. There's pink too. How do we get purple and pink food coloring? That's so cool. Purple is my favorite color. Let's see how this is going to turn out. Although it looks kind of bluish. I think that was false advertising on the cap of the food coloring. Yes, it's kind of coming out blue. Let's add some, should we add some pink to it and see what the pink does? Of course, during Mesopotamia times, it was all clay and it was brown, but we can adjust to make it different for us. Maybe if I just put more purple in it, it would be darker purple. Let's see how this works. And so far, my hands are not turning out purple. I thought they would definitely be purple, but they're not. So if we go to social class, and remember Mesopotamia is one of our first civilizations, so what do you think that most people did in Mesopotamia? Do you think they were the kings? Do you think they were the scribes? What do you think, Lucas?
What?
What do you think most people in Mesopotamia did? Remember, they're one of our first civilizations.
What are the options?
Well, think about people and what they have to do. What's the most important thing that you have to have to live?
And water.
Food and water.
Shelter.
Okay, so food and water. So what do you think most people did?
Got food, water, and shelter.
How did they get food?
Farming.
Farming, yes. Most of our people were farmers. All right, so here is our purple blob. And we're going to let it set a little bit so that it dries a little bit. And then I have a video on there to show you how to do cuneiform on your Play-Doh. But I'm going to let mine dry out just a little bit, and then I will be back to finish it up. We'll see you real soon. All right, we are continuing our video. We have our purple Play-Doh. So here is my purple Play-Doh, and I love the color of it. It worked out well. And Lucas is here doing it with also. Now, in order for us to do our writing, we are watching a video. So ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to click on the video, It's probably a good 1.5 minutes of just explaining cuneiform before they tell you how to write it. So we're going to get to the writing portion of it. And I'm going to mute the sound of the video so you only hear us, not the video. So hold on one second. We're going to start it. So we start with the word ku. So it starts with the ku, and we're going to put a line. And then 3 little lines. And then a line on the other side, and it goes kind of fast, so you might want to stop it and a line up top. So you can stop the video if you need to. Then we got another line, and another line, a little square down here, and then another line, and that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, and another line. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Ku Ra Ash. So here we have Ku Ra Ash. Lucas, would you like to show them yours?
Hang on, I'm not done.
Lucas is finishing up his, so please give him another moment so that he can finish up his cuneiform. Remember, cuneiform comes from Mesopotamia. And Lucas, where's your Ku Ra Ash? And can you read it to us, please? Ku Ra Ash.
Please like and comment whose is better.
Yes, you may choose out of the 2 who you think is better of our cuneiform. Thank you for watching our video. We are planning for our next one, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great week.
I just want to be